Field meets digital when real world experiences fuel your online presence. Today's little bonus episode is going to be 5 minutes, and we're going to really dive into that strategy of what happens when field marketing and digital marketing finally work together. So far in this series, we discussed field and then we discussed digital, and we discussed all the different options and avenues that you can do with both. If you haven't caught up on those, I highly recommend listening to those first. But today we're going to talk about thinking about your real world energy fueling your online engine. If you've ever gone to an event and you met incredible people and had amazing conversations, and then you let all that momentum die when you got home, suddenly you weren't as motivated to purchase anything, you weren't as motivated to take the next step, or maybe launch that business or start your dream career, or whatever conference you attended, this episode is for you. Here's the truth. A lot of businesses treat field marketing and digital marketing like two totally different separate worlds. So you have your field marketing team that goes out to events and does all of their field activations. And then you have your digital marketing team over here that's focused on the online space. And there's not really that creative blend. And I think if you're looking at this strategically from a business, those two need to work hand in hand. It's like the handshake emoji. You have events, conferences, dinners, roadshows. So there's in-person stuff. That's when you're shaking hands, building trust, and making those real-world connections. And then you have the digital side. So you have the remote workers. You have the social posts, the newsletters, the content, the paid campaign. And the problem is that most companies aren't really connecting those dots. The energy that the event had doesn't make it online. So the people that were so stoked and excited to meet those people in the field and to talk to them about something, then do not convert over to online marketing. We don't see the combination of both. We don't see the stories, the conversations, the insights, and the relationships. Those all just stayed locked in the room instead of becoming the fuel for that ongoing engagement and ultimately converting to sales. This is a lot of money you could be leaving on the table. So real-world experiences are actually digital gold, and I'm going to explain why. Field marketing can do so much for your digital marketing strategy. Right now, people are really diving into online and spending a lot of time on, social media campaigns and things like that, which is awesome. But we're not talking about how the two can blend, because what people talk about in person is exactly what your audience wants online right now. People want that real world connection. They want the real world experience, and they also want the conversation to continue. In an event, you're going to gather a lot of information. You're going to learn what questions people have. You're going to learn the pain points that come up. What messaging is actually resonating? Oh, I remember you guys. Your slogan is X, Y, and Z. If they remember it, that's amazing. They're going to share, case studies that spark conversations and talk about trends. You can see when people are excited about something, and you can also see when people are worried about something in person. Now, this is content gold. So instead of pulling stories from the abyss and trying to come up with a bunch of content and brainstorm, one single event can give you so much content. And I'm going to explain. A single event can give you 5 LinkedIn posts, 2 customer insights, 1 short video recap, 1 email newsletter, and at least 20 new connections to nurture. So that's how field fuels digital. Those numbers are just actually a fraction of what could happen after attending an event. I would say you actually can pull a lot of short video recaps. The email newsletter is an awesome follow-up option. You might get more than 2 customer insights, and 5 LinkedIn posts, that could expand if you have an employee advocacy platform. So people that are posting from the event as employees could then reach even more people. And we're going to wrap up this episode because I'm already halfway through, but the follow-up is what most teams skip. So we need to be honest for a second. Most people are great in a room and then terrible at the follow-up later on. They collect the business cards, have the conversations, promise to connect, and then nothing. Goose egg. The simple fix is you're going to turn your post-event energy into a digital workflow. You're going to contact every person you met on LinkedIn within 40. We're going to have a short post ready to go about what you learned at the event. We're going to send a quick email to any people that you've discussed, and you're going to log everything into either your CRM or a spreadsheet. You're not being salesy, but you're keeping the conversation alive and you're furthering your digital marketing strategy. When these two worlds meet, the marketing engine changes completely. Your digital presence becomes richer because it's rooted in real world conversations. People remember you. They've already met you. They haven't seen your AI headshot on LinkedIn and that's what they're trying to connect with. They actually know you. Your field presence becomes stronger because people recognize you from your online content. Your prospects feels like they know you. And even if you didn't meet them at the event yet, they've met you online and now they feel like they know you before they meet you in person. So this is where leadership, events, content, social engagement, and personal branding start feeding each other instead of living living in these separate silos. So the next time you're out in the field, whether it's at a conference, a roundtable, or even a coffee table meetup, remember, those real world moments are the spark. Your digital presence is the amplifier, and when you connect them, your brand becomes unforgettable. That was exactly 5 minutes. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, I really appreciate if you shared someone who lives in the world of events, sales, marketing, because there's so many great tangible takeaways. Stay tuned because over the next few weeks, we will have some really exciting interviews coming to you guys. These are from experts in the field of branding and marketing. I am so excited that they'll be interviewing with me, and we are going to really just knock it out of the park with the rest of the year. So as we wrap up 2025, now is not the time to sit back on your marketing strategy. It's to take time to audit what worked, what hasn't, and how we can improve for 2026. I'll catch up with you guys on next week's episode. Thanks for tuning in.